or greater. That isn't what we want. We are willing to allow triplexes to be installed on that land. In other words, that could be a townhouse complex or so on, but basically 3 living units per structure, no more. But if we were to rezone it, I'm sorry, I keep saying rezone, it hasn't been zoned. If we were to zone it RL3, we open ourselves up to it possibly having apartment buildings on it. And that is what we do not want. So tonight, what we're bringing to you is a request for you to allow us to add to the RL2 designation 3 family dwelling units to be used only for living quarters. Currently, it says single-family dwelling units are allowed in RL2, 2 family dwelling units are allowed in RL2, and we're asking you to add 3 family dwelling units to be added to this section or this zoning designation of RL2. That way, we can zone that land RL2 and not have to fear or be concerned about someone coming along and building giant apartment buildings on that land, because that's not the intention. We don't believe that's the intention of the developer, but we also know that's not our intention as the city to have big apartment buildings built on that land. And like I said, the only option is for us to go ahead and zone it RL3, but if we do that, then you're opening yourself up to, quite honestly, anything's possible. And we don't want to do that. So this simple change of adding triplexes to RL2 will protect that neighborhood and accomplish what we're hoping to see built there in the next 2 years.
Sure. And
Yes.
there's no control over who may own that at any
That's
given
exactly
time.
right. It could
So,
sell before it's developed,
right.
so you're exactly right.
Further discussion?
So if any property currently under RL2 that's already been zoned,
Yes,
that will be an addition to that zoning. So if there's a place that's always had duplexes,
yes. Could have a triplex.
they could
in the
now have a
future.
triplex
Yes,
where before they could not.
yes.
Okay.
And we believe that really the reason why we're having to address this is because the language is from the 1950s, we believe. And now the way housing units are built, it's a little different than they have been in the past. And so it's not uncommon now to see a community of condominiums have maybe 3 units for one structure. And so that's what we're trying to accommodate without opening the door to multi-story apartment buildings.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
But thank you for asking that question.
Yep, good point.
Further discussion? Is there a motion to approve on the first reading?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
Miller,
Aye.
Woodward,
Aye.
Lawson,
Aye.
Workman,
Aye.
Kyle.
Aye.
I'll move to suspend the rules for 3 separate readings, 3 separate days.
Second.
Thank you.
Woodward,
Aye.
Lawson,
Aye.
Workman,
Aye.
Kyle,
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Motion to approve the ordinance?
Move to approve.
Second.
Thank you.
Lawson,
Aye.
Workman,
Aye.
Kyle,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Woodward.
Aye.
Ordinance 99-25.
Thank you. That definitely goes a long way to protect the integrity of
Yes.
that land out there on Bainey Road.
Good catch.
Good foresight on the part of the planning commission.
Absolutely.
Definitely. We have a group of quality individuals on that planning commission who, as I understand it, volunteer
Yes,
to serve.
yes.
And frankly, they're a whole lot smarter than I am. I'm glad they're there, so we thank them, Mayor. Next is an ordinance to vacate certain alleys situated in the city of Ashland, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
Move for non-reading in full. Second.
Thank you.
Miller,
Aye.
Woodward,
Aye.
Lawson,
Aye.
Workman,
Aye.
Kyle.
Aye.
Okay, this was discussed at our last council meeting, but I'll approach the monitor here real quick just to recap. At the last council meeting, the Board of Revision of Assessments voted to recommend to the full council, after a public hearing, the vacation of this alleyway that extends off of East Walnut Street here in our city. Now, if you're familiar with this neighborhood, then you know that this alley actually cuts through these properties and then takes a 90-degree turn, and under this canopy of foliage, exits out onto Arthur Street. And we had a lengthy discussion at our last council meeting about this particular vacation request. And we believe that this particular section can be vacated without denying the public of the use of that. Well, that isn't quite the truth. What is it? We don't believe that this particular section necessarily serves a public purpose. All of these properties that are located along this alleyway will still be able to access the backside of their properties and drives from Arthur Street. So this will what was happening is, you'll see there's a building here. This is a sharp 90-degree corner, and cars will come racing through here, and quite honestly, they're hitting the building because they try to make the curve real quick, and some of the vehicles are larger than cars. So those ones definitely scrape the side of the building. And with all the people that are living in that area, on both sides of that alley, they agreed that this would be the best route to take. So tonight, we prepared the legislation that was requested by council and ask for your approval to vacate this alley.
And if council recalls, we had one of the neighboring properties was here at the last meeting and said this will definitely help him preserve his garage in the future. So with that, is there any further discussion? Nope. Hearing none, is there a motion to approve on the first reading?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
Woodward,
Aye.
Lawson,
Aye.
Workman,
Aye.
Kyle,
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
I'll move to suspend the rules for 3 separate readings, 3 separate days.
Second.
Thank you.
Lawson,
Aye.
Workman,
Aye.
Kyle,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Woodward.
Aye.
Motion to approve the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
Workman,
Aye.
Kyle,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Woodward,
Aye.
Lawson.
Aye.
Ordinance 100-25.
100 ordinances passed this year so far. Next ordinance will be an ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor, director of public service to enter into a preliminary consent agreement with the Ohio Department of Transportation for asphalt concrete overlay with repairs on US 250 East, PID 121-721 within the city of Ashland, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
Move for non-reading in full.
Second.
Thank you.
Woodward,
Aye.
Lawson,
Aye.
Workman,
Aye.
Kyle,
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Okay, this particular piece of legislation comes to us from the Ohio Department of Transportation. As the council president just outlined, they are intending to embark on a project to do improvements out on 250 east of the city. And part of the area where they hope to install new asphalt and do bridge work over 71 is now in the corporation limits. And this is part of their urban paving program. So unlike some of the different items that I bring to you from ODOT where they're doing a project and they simply just need our permission to do the work within the city limits, in this case, they are actually, basically, they are using federal funds to do these improvements, and we're allowed to participate in the project. And so for that section of 250 that is extending from, what township road is it? County Road 1575, which would be by what we refer to as Goasis, to Township Road 563, which is out by the Finn. All of that particular area of US 250 will get an asphalt overlay, as well as, like I mentioned, pavement markings, and there'll be some bridge maintenance work done on the bridge there over 71. And if we would like them to do the work, which we do want them to do the work, then we have to chip in 20% of the cost, and that equates to $34,843. ODOT will cover 80% of this project, but remember, the project is bigger than just the section that's in the city limits. So it extends out into the county on US 250. But for the portion that's in the city, we do want to partner with them to complete this work, and our share would be $34,843. So I would recommend that we do go forward with this improvement.
All right. Any further discussion? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve on the first reading?
Move to approve.
Second.
Thank you.
Lawson,
Aye.
Workman,
Aye.
Kyle,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Woodward.
Aye.
I'll move to suspend the rules for 3 separate readings, 3 separate days.
Second.
Thank you.
Workman,
Aye.
Kyle,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Woodward,
Aye.
Lawson.
Aye.
Motion to approve the ordinance?
So moved. Second.
Thank you.
Kyle,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Woodward.
Aye.
Lawson.
Aye.
Workman.
Aye.
Ordinance 101-25.
It may not seem like a lot of distance. We'll take anything we can get.
Well, you have to remember, there's 4 lanes out there.
Well, that's
So
true,
even though
yes.
it's not a long distance, still a lot of lane
sure.
distance, or lane footage, I guess.
All right. Next, we have an ordinance authorizing the Director of Finance to amend appropriations for the calendar year 2025 and declare an emergency.
Move for non-reading in full.
Second.
Thank you.
Lawson.
Aye.
Workman.
Aye.
Kyle,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Woodward.
Aye.
This ordinance that you have before you is not uncommon at the end of the year. As we appropriate the income tax allocation, we try to shine the crystal ball up as best we can, but you don't know exactly how much you will gain. And this year, it is no different. The ordinance before you will appropriate approximately $750,000. We do not believe that we will take in that amount of money, but we could take in more than what we initially had appropriated, which was $19,800,000. In doing that, the money is then allocated as the ordinance directs us to disperse it to the general fund, to the park, the street division, and then the police and fire additional income or additional staffing, as well as the resurfacing program. Unfortunately, part of this is also going to be held in the income tax division, because we have seen most recently in the last few weeks a upturn of refund requests, and they're not a small amount of monies that they're requesting. Initially, we appropriated about $480,000 in refunds for 2025. This will allocate an additional $300,000 to that refund expense line within the appropriations. Right now, the Income Tax Department is setting on about $200,000 in refunds, which is waiting for this ordinance to be passed in order to pay that before the end of the year. What a lot of people don't realize is that the city is given allotted a period of time to pay those refunds. If you do not pay those refunds, then you have to start rewarding interest as well as the refund as that is dispersed. By doing this tonight, it will allow us to pay about an additional $200,000 right now in refunds above what we had appropriated. We don't really care to do that, but unfortunately, after analyzing the tax returns, and we just don't take everybody's word for it, we actually do compute the return ourselves first, and then it does take some discussion between the tax department, myself, and others that are familiar with that within our division to make sure that this refund is a legit request before that happens. So just because you submit a refund does not mean that it's an automatic refund. Every refund is analyzed before it is dispersed. In this case, unfortunately, it's a common event sometimes that some businesses will overpay their taxes in an effort to anticipate of additional income that they might be earning throughout the year, or it obviously is a business expense to their state and federal returns if they pay local tax as a prepay. in doing that, these kind of got caught up a little bit. So
And we've had businesses that will do that in the past.
unfortunately, we have. And, but this is the first year in several years that we have seen it this late in the year to have that happen. Another thing that does come along is just because you send a check into the income tax, we also analyze it. Because if a company is, let's say, having a $50,000 annual withholding historically, and they pay 75 or 85 or $100,000, why is that additional income coming into the city when historically they have only paid $50,000, let's say, in profit and loss tax? So everything gets analyzed. I'm trying to explain that just because you send a refund in does not guarantee that you're going to get that refund without at least us questioning it. Okay.
Very good. Questions for Mr. Paxton? No? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for that explanation, Larry.
Thank you.
With that, is there a motion to approve on the first reading?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
Workman.
Aye.
Kyle.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Woodward.
Aye.
Lawson.
Aye.
I'll move to suspend the rules for 3 separate readings, 3 separate days.
Second.
Thank you.
Kyle.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Woodward.
Aye.
Lawson.
Aye.
Workman.
Aye. Motion to approve the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
Miller.
Aye.
Woodward.
Aye.
Lawson.
Aye.
Workman.
Aye.
Kyle.
Aye.
Ordinance 102-25.
All right. We have no resolutions this evening, no public hearing items, no old business or new business unless council has something to bring forward. Moving then right to Finance Director's report.
Unfortunately, as we close out the year, there is a bit of cleanup that has to be done, which does require you folks all to have a special meeting, whether it be in the morning or at your convenience, really. This year is no different. Unfortunately, everything is kind of falling in the last week of the year. Payroll for the first payroll in 2026 is January the 2nd, which means all of that payroll has to be completed, the year closed, and a new year opened before Wednesday of that week, because that also is a bank holiday, and everything has to happen rather quickly. So I would ask that you possibly consider having a special council meeting on Monday, the 22nd, if at all possible, at your convenience, so that we could hopefully have the books all taken care of so that we can take care of that business.
Council have any issues with the 22nd?
I was anticipating a later date.
Depends
so
what time.
I have already made plans for that
Okay.
date.
Okay. What time of day, Larry?
What date would be better for you folks then?
I think Dr. Lawson's going out of town, aren't you?
Yes.
And, yeah, but we would still have a quorum.
Again, anytime before Wednesday of
Right.
that week
Yeah.
would be terrific.
Okay. Angela, or Mrs. Woodward, what time would be good for you?
I'm looking.
That's all right.
So I could do like a morning. I could do a morning, if that would work.
Sure.
Would that work? Would that work, a morning?
I'm sorry, what
Would a
day?
morning work?
Yes, absolutely.
Or could we-
9 o'clock?
Yes, that's
Okay.
perfect.
We,
Mr.
Def-
Kyle, does that work for you?
It does, sir.
we still talking about the 22nd?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Monday, the 22nd at 9 a.m. work for you, Mayor?
I don't believe so, but that's fine, because you guys are the ones that'll cast the votes.
Okay. So let's put down the 22nd at 9 a.m. Anything else, Larry?
No, thank you.
Very good. Council comments. Dr. Lawson, if you'd like to go first.
I do have two things to bring to the council tonight. I was contacted by a resident during this last snowfall who was particularly concerned with people not clearing their sidewalks, and in particular, some of the businesses, and he did name some businesses. And so we just want to remind people to be a little bit more diligent about trying to clear their sidewalks. People like to walk their dogs, they like to walk for exercise, and it's a little difficult. And I admit, I wasn't the first one to get out there in my neighborhood to clear the sidewalk. So just a reminder to try to keep your sidewalks clear for people as they're out walking. I do have something that was presented to me just before coming in. Council has addressed this in the past, but it's time once again to revisit this. This is a resolution, and since it was not on the agenda, I'm afraid I'll have to read it in full, if that, with your permission. So this is a resolution authorizing clearance for low-altitude flight in the skies above the city of Ashland and declaring an emergency. Whereas the city of Ashland does hereby approve clearance for a low-altitude flight in the skies above the city of Ashland, Ohio, and whereas said clearance shall be valid for 1 night and 1 night only, in the set hours between sunset, December 24th, and sunrise, December 25th. And whereas said clearance shall apply to 1 aircraft only, said aircraft must be a red sleigh pulled by no more than 8 reindeer. And whereas, should weather conditions inhibit visibility, the addition of 1 additional reindeer shall be approved to lead the team. The specific addition reindeer should be required to have a particularly shiny nose. Now be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Ashland, Ohio, and the members thereto concurring. Section 1, clearance for low-altitude flight above the City of Ashland, Ohio should be granted on the eve of December 24th. Said clearance, Section 2, said clearance shall be provided to 1 pilot and 1 pilot only for said low-altitude flights above the City of Ashland, and it should be granted to the person known as Chris Kringle, otherwise known as Santa Claus. Section 3, this resolution shall take effect and be enforced from sunset December 24th and shall terminate at sunrise December 25th. Mr. President, I present this to the council for your approval.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. It unanimously passes the resolution for.
Thank you. And the
low
children of
altitude
Ashland, thank you as well.
Thank you for presenting that. Mrs. Woodward?
On that note, I'm just going to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. To me, this time of year is probably my favorite, but the saddest part, I know if there is any, is all these beautiful lights will be taken down after the Christmas season. So, but enjoy the downtown, the beautiful, the lights and the ambiance and the stores. Go shopping downtown, get your last minute gifts, and just enjoy a wonderful Christmas with your family and friends.
Very good. Mr. Miller?
Well, I was gonna ask the mayor tonight, about the status of, leaf pickup and if that was dead for this year or they would wait till next year to pick up the leaf sickles, but,
No, they were
but,
out today.
but they were out at 14 degrees. I was out and about this morning and I saw them picking up the leaves and dusting off the snow and did a really good job on picking up the leaves. So they're back at it and, so it's coming to a neighborhood near you. So
Absolutely, very
that's
good.
kudos to the street department
Yes.
for really doing a good job on this, because that can't be easy to
No, not at all.
get those into that chute, so.
And for the last probably 3 or 4 days, the crews have been pulled because they're addressing the snow and ice. So you're right, today they were back out on the job picking up the leaves. So we'll try to get them as soon as possible in neighborhoods. And we know there are some neighborhoods where there's a lot more trees than others. So when you talk about the Southwood Drive area and some of those that are heavily wooded, there's a lot of leaves still on those curbs. And believe me, it's not easy to plow the snow, get everyone's streets clear when there's piles of leaves that are snow covered in the middle of those roads. But the crews are working around it, and hopefully we get the leaves caught up before the next big winter event arrives.
All right. Mr. Kyle?
First of all, I just want to thank council for, dealing with my recent absences. And so I really appreciate that. I want everybody to know I do still stay engaged in my ward and address any issues that come my way, and as well as, talk with council about pending legislation. So, and still work with the mayor. But just like other members have said, I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Very good. I too want to say Merry Christmas and a most prosperous New Year to everyone. And I want to thank John Bouquet for providing our invocation this evening. Did an outstanding job. Mayor, I'll hand it over to you.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, the only bit of news that I have to offer you tonight is we did receive word that we will get a Ohio Public Works grant to the tune of $500,000 to put toward the replacement of the bridge on Valentine Drive. And that, of course, is the bridge that is there leading back to Brookside Golf Course and some of our park storage facilities. So we're very pleased with that, because that's not an inexpensive project. It's not one of the most heavily trafficked streets in our city, but it's still a bridge that has to be addressed. So $500,000 isn't too bad. So we thank our engineering office for their work on that grant, and also our county engineer, because he works with us on the Ohio Public Works Commission to get our city and our county projects funded. So a big thank you to him. And then I too just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, but I think even more so than that tonight, I just simply want to say thank you. Thank you for another year of supporting us and the work we're doing on behalf of the citizens here in the community. We were talking before the meeting tonight, and Ashland made a lot of advancements this past year. And probably the one that I think was mentioned the most by our council members and even community members is the Pump House District, because it's something we worked on so long, and now we're finally starting to see the fruits of our labor, and it's becoming real. But there's so many other things that were accomplished this past year. We have a new Amazon facility, as our Dr. Dan mentioned here, I know at a couple meetings ago, and we have every reason to be excited about the future, because right now we are certainly on a very positive trajectory. We're still getting lots of outside interest from developers and investors, so I think the best is yet to come. So thank you so much for sticking with us as we try to improve this community. We know there are challenges that are still out there, but we'll continue to work hard to try to meet them. So thank you very much, and everyone have a wonderful holiday season and a very happy 2026.
All right. Moving then right to comments and questions from our audience. If there's anyone here who would like to address council, more than welcome to step up to the podium and let us know what's on your mind. All right, no takers. In that case, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
Lawson.
Aye.
Workman.
Aye.
Kyle.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Woodward.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you all for coming.